Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, it's the second half of the press this morning, and of course we have already our guest in the studio. It's not a person but our own in-house analyst talking about Ogunleke Sample. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on the program. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Even if Nigeria is not yet good.
Are you sure Nigeria is not yet good?
Yeah, we're going to Nigeria is a better state for everyone, you know. Like, we are air conditioned, so.
All right, let's move straight to the issue of POS operators hiking charges amid the scarcity of Naira notes. I heard that as of last week or this week, agents are charging 1,000 Naira for 10,000 Naira. And this morning I was also hearing that some agents are charging 1,000 Naira for perhaps 5,000 Naira. What do you think is going on here? The racketeering and everything amid people suffering, because I recall that some people in the villages, in the rural areas, they had to like close their shop during the weekend because they do not want to collect any old Naira notes. Some are starving because I got a call during the weekend still that they can't go to the market to buy food or anything because there is no money. And then some other people are extorting from this whole event. Is Nigerian problem? I don't understand.
Oh, I think I've always been saying this, that this country, people think about bad leaders so much, not as in neglecting the bad citizens, the worst ever. I was telling somebody yesterday about citizens. I said I don't think we actually have bad leaders and citizens are actually very good. You know, we wouldn't have been having this much problem. I've said it when fuel was actually scarce during December periods and all those ones. I said that the only way to solve Nigeria problem is just for us Nigerians not to make life so difficult for ourselves. Though we need to actually shift the part of the blame to the central bank governor, or let me say central bank of Nigeria. But the fact still remains that even after the deed had been done, you discover that most of our marketers, most of our even those that are not even working with Nigeria directly, that are exporting, importing, and they just come here to trade, and most of them makes life so difficult for other Nigerians. And I used to say something that it is not really their fault. Those are the villages, because even the one they had collected, they didn't know how to tender it in the bank, how to actually transport all those money to the bank. So you can't actually blame those ones that they are not collecting it again. And at the same time, talking about people, talking about POS agents charging 1,000, 2,000, that is just to tell you exactly what Nigeria is made up of. I used to say that bad leaders that we have now are like just 2% compared to the bad followers that are willing, that are actually striving to come into power, to take their shares, to take their share of the cake. So the problem we're having is when you yourself know that okay, this thing is just like this and people are suffering, and you are still compounding their suffering just for your own benefit. I remember I was discussing with one of my colleagues, one of my friends rather. She was saying, yes, it's good at least, even if I buy something at the rate of 10 Naira and they have increased the price of that good in the market to 15 Naira, so I should be selling at the rate of 16. I said, why? You bought it 10 Naira. You were selling it 20 Naira before. Now, the price of the good in the market, you've not gone to market. You still have the old store. Even if you are now selling it 30 Naira, it's even better. Now because they are selling 15 Naira at the market, now you want to increase your own to 60 Naira. Who does that?
Please hold your thoughts. We have a caller on the line. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on the press. Hello, good morning.
Now, let me now, you've not seen it all. Do you know that in a market, in a cattle market, I think Naira State, they used server during the weekend. They were actually trading with Cameroon server. Apart from that, a caller, let me say, okay, one of our callers called me after program yesterday. He confirmed it. He said if you want to come there, he will actually take us to a part of Niger where our own new Naira is being stored, and they are now exchanging for Nigerians. Niger, imagine Niger, another country, is having enough of this new Naira that we are suffering from. So the problem is, who are those people that actually took it there? Nigerians. Who are those people? Even the POS, the CBN said they have cash swaps agents, all the right, like 30,000. The question is, how many of them go to where they were sent to? And apart from that, even those that were in Oshun, we had callers that said those that are in Oshun presently will take the money to the POS and they will be collecting their return. Just imagine that. And I could actually sit down in CBN's governor's speech. He said he was actually aware of that, but the fact still remains that they cannot say anything now until those people are being caught. And I remember I saw a news that said there are some of people that DSS actually arrested yesterday. So let us just believe that Nigerians are the problem of Nigerians, not even the leaders.
We'll continue the conversation from there. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on the press. Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set. How are you doing this morning?
I've done that.
Can you hear me?
If people are behind schedule, they will have.
Really? Are we?
Yeah.
We're sorry about that.
Because if it doesn't have enough time and about the POS issue, you know, the whole POS are owned by all either cashiers or I don't know, managers or whatever in the bank. So the essence of making this Naira will not be easy. If everything in Nigeria is corrupt, both from the top down to the low, to the expert, they are corrupt. That is why was it last year I asked, can we get it right in democracy? The explanation that I took from your studio guys have never been satisfied. Telling you that you don't know how this stuff like
Please, we lost you there. Please do call us back. Your network was breaking, so we couldn't hear you correctly. So, like our guest just said, he has asked this question before, and he just asked again, can we get it right in this Nigeria? Because I also want to make mention of the fact that this headline from the Nation this morning says, banks fail to dispense cash in halls, ATMs and terminals. Yet the DSS links bank official and arrests to many of all of the cash racketeering and all of that. And we see stories of people selling the new Naira notes. We are hearing stories of currency hawkers. You don't hawk 20,000 Naira. You don't hawk 100,000 Naira. Where did they get it from?
They got it from banks. That's exactly where I'm actually coming from. Let's don't let us actually blame these POS people much now, because how do they get the money from bank?
Because now we're not just talking about the new Naira notes. We're also talking about the withdrawal limit policy.
The question, I've been saying it several times, that most of our policies in Nigeria are for masses, not for those at that upper class. And I said it that this issue of new Naira note is not going to affect these politicians, unlike the masses. Unlike my father, my mothers, our parents at home that cannot even operate phone, not to talk of saying you want to transfer. And apart from that, you know very sure that even if you go to any any shop now that you want to buy anything, most of the shop don't even take transfer. Even the POS personnel are not actually taking transfer. So how on earth would cashless policy be?
Ogunleke, let me share my experience that I had during the weekend. I went to get something at Splash and the shopping complex. No. So I got there and trying to transfer. I had left my ATM card at home. Trying to transfer, I stood there for 2 hours.
2 hours? No, 2 hours is even less.
My both accounts were not transferring any money. I stood there like a dummy.
That one is even better. What about the case you will have transferred? Your money has been debited. You've been debited, and the receiver is not for good 4 hours. You still be there.
That was my story. The day I went to pick up my PVC. I went somewhere and I just took the money. I felt like, okay, this is enough for me to transport myself to this place and back. I didn't want to carry much on me, so I just had that money and my phone. On getting there, they said, oh, your PVC is not here, you have to go to somewhere else.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do, so I had to make a transfer to the POS lady I just saw like outside the school. 1 hour I was waiting. And it was sunny. I was under the sun. The lady was up on the seat. She said, please come and sit down.
Come and sit down.
And we sat down. We were sitting down and we sat down. I was like, I got frustrated because I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything. I just sat down there.
And you cannot even get angry at the POS agent because it's not her fault. She had not received the alert. So how do you expect her to actually give you the money?
I had to go back home. She received that money 2 days later.
Imagine.
So this brings us to the issues of the banking system, because it's I don't know why okay, there's a policy and then you are not going through it and your network is not.
No. What I've actually said it as an economist. I said we are leaving the first thing behind. You know what can affect. For example, you want to embark on a particular business. You know the first thing you need to do is market survey. Do we really need this thing? Fine. After that, how will this thing work? Put some things in place first before you embark on such policy. Now, CBN is just doing a time check in this, bringing up this new policy. We are not saying introducing new Naira is not good, but what we are saying is, even if you want to do it, this thing in place first. Apart from that, even if you want to do it, you should have done this 6 months ago. How will you actually tell us to use 1.5 months to circulate the new Naira within over 200 million people? It's not possible where our network is not even better. Let me just use that. Even if apart from that, my HS actually gave me a cash yesterday. I wanted to transfer to her, but till today, till now I've not been able to transfer. What if I want to? Now everybody is saying take your old notes to bank, and then go just be doing transfer. People that are saying do transfer. I don't know if they are not in this country. I don't know if they are not economists, because I remember while I was saying it the other time here, you remember I said I think it was Annabelle. I told Annabelle, I said if this deadline is not being extended, that Nigeria economy will crash. There's nothing we are going to do. She was actually saying, God forbid that. I said, I am an economist. I know what it takes.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm enjoying your program this morning.
Thank you so much.
The people are saying exactly what is happening in the society. Yesterday I went to Federal Medical Center Yola for medical checkup with my dear wife. We booked for medical lab and we have to pay a laboratory fee of 15,000. But we were able to go for that medical checkup yesterday because we didn't have cash with us. We have ATM. We're ready charge of the cash rejected by the two auctions.
Wow.
The whole is not easy. It was not easy. Assuming it was a serious situation. Would you imagine what would have happened? The same thing, the whole, normally federal medical, that the teaching hospital in Yola is normally packed up with people on Monday. But yesterday, you can able to count the number of people that were able to went to the hospital yesterday. So honestly, the policy is not working. We're compared to come by yesterday. We move around the entire Yola, looking for where we'll be able to make a withdrawal against today. It was not possible. At the end of the day, I was able to withdraw 20,000 naira and at the POS, and they asked me to pay 3,000 naira.
Wow.
In fact, I was really happy paying the 3,000 naira because yes, I put a deletion to 370 naira to go to that to the hospital, and I was not able to do it. So me paying 300 naira. 3,000 naira to make a withdrawal of 20,000. I was really happy. So that is honestly the situation. It's not like the person after the program, the studio say, the CBN would have worked out the modality so that all this suffering we are passing through would have been minimized. So we are in a mess, honestly, but that is the situation we are passing. And again, let me quickly add this thing. The issue of the POS, which is mostly manned by the youth, operated by the youth, they are being manipulated. And that is to tell you that the youth that are clamoring for change. And even if they take over the leadership, I think they will now make it as the popular saying of Tinubu that it is my turn. So the youth will also say it is their turn. They want to make money. So there should be orientation. The orientation has to be from the classroom, from primary to the top. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you so much for your contributions.
I'm happy that Nigerians are not getting my analysis. That being an economist, when you study something, when you study what is going on, you will see that CBN, we have tools of actually analyzing. We have tools of helping the country, of helping the economy to be boosted, and most of these tools are not being used properly by CBN. Talk about OMO, open market operation. How are we using this open market operation? Talk about discount rate. Talk about reserve rate. Talk about all these things are not being used. Okay, fine. What we are now saying is the CBN governor that actually came out and said, okay, you have 30,000 cash swap agents across the country. The question is, how many states do we have in Nigeria? 36, right? The highest, as in the state that has the highest number of local governments is Kano, which is 44, followed by Oyo, which is 33. Now, let's assume that you are. Let's agree that you've sent 30,000. That means at least 900 agents should be in each state. Now, if a state is having 33 local governments and we have 900 agents, that means at least yes, that's 900 agents. That means at least we should have over 40 agents in each local government, right? Now, each local government, there's no local government that has over 30 towns or that have over 15 towns, a single local government. So even if you now have 40, you know that these people will be cited everywhere. You see them everywhere, but people have not been seeing them. So where are they? And you compare them to be given at least 10,000 naira as cash swap. Now, these people that you compare to be giving 10,000 naira cash swap, ask them how many people. At least they should have register. They should have register if you truly want to monitor for accountability purposes. Now call them to order. How many? Let them put the name, the number of
even if you're not putting the name, put the phone number of the people
put the phone number of the people that have done cash swap with you. Put it on there. Let's see now. These people are not doing, because they know very sure that even the CBN government knows that the agents that they sent across the country are actually for the upper class. That is just the fact. Now imagine, who are those people how did they get the money that they are actually displaying in Niger, in Niger Republic? How? From where? And we that are even in the federal capital territory could not even access the money.
Nobody see money.
Now the issue is not let's have a way forward. The way forward is one, central bank should have a policy or should enact a particular principle that would guide the cash swap agents. One. Number two is, okay, fine. Even if you don't want to extend the date, before I said it, that you can actually do shift in policy. This will have helped us. The deadline is today. Before, that was before. The deadline is today. Allow people to be taking this money to bank for months, but it is no more legal tender. That means your ATMs, your banks on counter everywhere will be dispensing new notes. And apart from that, even the federal government that is enforcing this law is not paying its workers with the same new notes that you are enforcing on us. So how do you expect this money to circulate? The only way, as an economy, as anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, that whatever policy you enacted would actually be enforced and normalize the economy is for you to go through your workers. Now, I don't think federal government used these same new notes to pay its workers for December and for January. Believe me sincerely, it would have circulated. But now, even the workers are being paid with the old Naira.
Okay, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
The question in the mouths of many Nigerians out there is, why are we having a deadline? Can't we continue to use this old Naira notes while the new Naira notes still circulates? Because we had it in the case of the present 1,000 Naira we are using. Are there implications to based on this narration, based on you being an economist?
Now, the issue is we should have deadline. It's just that central bank, don't let me actually say governor, central bank actually came with this proposition in a wrong time, and they did it in a wrong way. That's just it. But it is good. It is good that we have deadline for it, and it is good that we introduce new Naira. But first, I said it, sensitization should come first, for like at least 6 months, that okay, fine, this is what we want to do. Then after that, you now have enlightenment. Then after that, you know, okay, we've introduced this Naira, then we should spend it at least for 3 or 4 months, or let's say for 4 months. Ordinarily it should be 6 months, at least for 4 months. After that 4 months, then you now give us a deadline. It is after that 4 months that you give us a deadline. But in the case whereby you introduce something on 15th of December, and you said by 31st, that is 1.5 months. Who does that?
Maybe he would use the direction of, okay, we have pressing issues such as insecurity, the issue of election at hand, and
this thing is actually this introduction of new Naira is actually worsening the insecurity, whether you like it or not. It's actually worsening because one, people that are supposed to actually give you money, that are supposed to give you old Naira notes, or that you're supposed to collect the old Naira notes from, are now the one that will actually want to, by any means, get the new Naira notes, and at the same time sell the new Naira notes instead of spending the new Naira. You know, we have a lot of people that actually have this new Naira note and they are not spending it. They have common Nigerians have it at their disposal, but they are not spending it. They are spending the old Naira note because they want the old Naira note to leave their pocket. But because the central bank government has not put the normal policy in place. For example, your banks, how on earth will you enact a particular law and your banks are not complying with that law? First thing that federal government said through central bank was, okay, no bank should load higher money like 1,500, load 200, 100 Naira, 50 Naira. Are you getting it? The reason for that is just for us to be able to get used to our normal change. Then while the old the whole 1,500 will be going out of pocket. But your banks are not complying to with this directive, and you did not say anything. Another thing is, you told them that all ATM should be dispensing new Naira notes. Now you gave them money. Let's agree that you gave them that money, the new Naira notes, and they are not dispensing it. You should have asked them, questioned them, why are you not dispensing it? We gave it to you. That means those banks have actually given the money to those that are their shareholders. Because that is just it. We have a lot of people that will stay at home. Okay, where are these? Where are the politicians seeing the new Naira notes that they are using? Because
those selling,
spraying
at wedding.
Why do they get it? Because they are very close to bank managers, and they own banks. If they don't own bank, they own larger percentage of the shares in the banks. So, and if I own a larger percentage of the share in your business, I cannot command you to do something that will favor me, and you be reluctant. You want to do it because you want to please me. You want me to do more. So, and that is exactly what is happening in our country. But it will actually happen. It will happen in every economy. The only thing is, because central bank has not put in place the right policy, or the right, they are not taking the right step by introducing this, before introducing this new Naira and the deadline. And now, even the 10 days extension, the 10 day extension, though we actually ease our issue, because when it comes to economy, but at the same time, what we have actually proposed should come in place, that policy shift. Even after that, allow Nigerians to be taking the money to bank. Let's bank. In fact, do you know that banks, there are banks in Abuja that want to call that when you actually take your old Naira notes there, they will tell you have to pay money to deposit it.
I've heard that.
You've heard that, right? Now imagine if banks could actually be doing that. In Abeokuta, I have a case in Abeokuta that my friend actually called me. If not because my friend, we actually taught that student, that lady. She was our student while we were teaching in Oyo State. Now he actually got to the bank, and they were he couldn't even. So the lady was just walking around and said, "Sir, you are here. What do you want?" He said, "This is what I want to do." So it was the lady that now collected the money, because my friend is a POS guy, that now collected the money, helped him to deposit the money. Even she could not even deposit the money at the right place. She needs to go up. You know, we have so
it goes back to knowing somebody to get
these things. Imagine what if not? So the question is, what about the crowd that we have in banks? Why are banks not working? In Baroville local government, I got a call that they needed to stop markets. No market is open. Why? And are you saying that our economy is not going to crash? Will that? No, the market traders will not want to go, because they're not very sure that if they open today, they are getting old Naira. And for them to put the old Naira back to bank, they have to pay.
Wow. All right, I think we've done so much on this particular topic. Let's quickly take a look at this, because it's something else I find very interesting on our national dailies this morning. Buhari's visit to Kano. Protesting youth barricade roads and stone helicopter. So, and the writer to that particular story says Nigerians don't appreciate what they have, and that's coming from President Muhammadu Buhari. And this one also says that no one government can solve all Nigerians' problem at once, that all they have to do is to build on the foundation laid by the previous administration. What are your reactions to this?
The question I want to ask the president, no, I'll actually come back to the Nigerians, to the youth that actually stoned our president, the helicopter. But the question I want to ask the president is, you that is actually giving us this statement, uttering this statement, did you build on the? Did you lay a foundation? No. Did you actually build on the foundation? On the foundation laid? One, have you built any foundation to lay upon? That's another question. Now, another question is, if what we have we don't appreciate it, make us appreciate it. Tell us, be open enough to let us know what you have done.
Well, he went to commission. I know. Isn't that what's appreciated?
Yes. Now, another thing is, let's now come back to the aspect of citizens. No matter the case may be, no matter what is happening, there is no right, or there is no there is no right for you to stone the president's helicopter or whatsoever, or to even stone your president. Our president will always be our president.
But they are agitating youth.
I know. Yes. But even if you are agitated, if you are protesting, it shouldn't be violence. No. That's not acceptable. The only thing I know very sure is, I don't mean they actually protested and nothing like this happened. Do you know that
for a government that has gone heavy and wrong on people who protested? You see the case of what had happened in the southeast with Nnamdi Kano and the rest of
even Lagos.
Yes,
we know. But
so for a government who has come hard on protesters, peaceful protesters, you don't think agitating through that method would work?
No. I'm not actually supporting this. I'm not supporting it because no matter what, violence cannot solve our problem in this country. That's what we don't know. No matter the case may be, though we might not believe in our judiciary system again. We now have belief. I'm not saying everybody don't believe, but there are some of us.
Ogunleke does not believe.
Yeah, I'm not saying Ogunleke. I'm not saying Ogunleke, but there are some of us that doesn't have belief in our judiciary system, not to talk of legislative, not to talk of the
executive.
That we are actually believing that the little we can do, we do it to make a change, a positive change in our environment. Maybe that positive change will actually affect some people that will make another positive change, so that trend
building on
that's our belief. But another thing is, federal government through president should not be uttering this type of statement that no government could actually. No, we all know that no government can do it all, and we cannot please everybody. Look at this. Do you know that this issue of the new Naira note that we're talking about actually benefited some people? Some people have actually become
very wealthy.
Very wealthy through this. But it shouldn't be a one-sided policy. And even though you know you are not going to do everything, let's know what exactly have you done. Now, those things that you have done, okay, I want to face infrastructure. No, Buhari tried anyway. Buhari's administration tried on that. I want to face infrastructure development. Let's see. So if everybody is saying the security is this
education,
I'm not education man. I'm not an education man. But the question is, the first thing, which is the responsibility of every government, is the security of life and property of its citizens. So there is no government that will come and be telling us that
and the building roads
when we are dying. So I believe that this administration of President Muhammadu Buhari should have worked on our security first. If you have worked on our security, you will lay the foundation that other subsequent administration can build upon. We will have said, okay, at least we are rest assured that our life is at peace. Even if we want to do business, we can do our business at peace. So don't worry. Maybe you want to leave education for the other government, let them be building. But in this case, even our lives are not secure. So what exactly do you want the subsequent the coming administration to build on? To build on insecurity? To build on negligence of duty, to build on
lack of accountability, food crisis, fraud crisis, everything.
Which one do you want them to build on? That is just the question. But believe me sincerely, I know very sure that we may be saying that Buhari is not good, but it's not about Buhari. It's just about our ministers and our legislators.
But he is supposed to be in charge.
Even if he's in charge, here in KAFTAN, we only know what we are doing in this
organization.
No, not even organization. In this studio, we don't know what is happening outside. If we are the head of this station and we are actually here, we don't know what is happening outside until people outside tell us or inform us that, okay, this is what is happening. But when we have ministers that will not even allow the president to know the situation in the country because they don't want the president to know that they have not been performing, Imagine minister of education. Imagine what is coming out of the minister of education's mouth. Imagine minister of employment, labor and employment, Chris Ngige. Imagine what the man is saying.
Ogunleke, I will put it to you that that's not an excuse for you to be a president. You will know it comes with a lot of work. If they are not coming to tell you, you should go and look for it.
Why do we have SSAs? Don't forget that we have SA, SSA, SSSSSA. We still have SSS. No, why do we have them? It is just because, okay, somebody, do you think to control a state is a local government is even easier?
Yes, the reason why you should not work for that position if you know you are not ready.
I know that.
I am not saying he had tried. I am not saying he had tried. What I'm saying is all blames are not on Buhari. Should not be on Buhari.
True.
Fine. What about we citizens?
We have our
okay. What about my local government people that still want to vote the 4th time Senate House of Representative? You want to vote that person, and you are still you are the one complaining that he has not done anything. Now check through the budget. They allocated budgets to our constituency. You will see that most of the infrastructures there are not being facilitated by this same person. And you still want to go. What are you saying?
This conversation has been a lot, and I know that we have lots of things to talk about, but we're run out of time. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you so very much.
Have some other time to discuss economic issues.
Economically, we'll actually not be talking like this. So we have to analyze it economically so that you might not actually understand what I'm actually doing.
Thank you so much for coming on the program. All right, with that, we draw the curtain today on the press, reaching you live from the Abuja studios of KAFTAN Television. Till we'll come your way tomorrow. I am Sandra Agbi.
And I am Victoria Agbi.